Everything you need to know about SpaceX's historic astronaut launch, CTV News. Redmi Earbuds S True Wireless Earphones goes on sale via Amazon India, Me.com and MI Home stores. Check price, latest LY. Conference calamity, thousands of jobs wiped out as business events grind to a halt because of COVID-19. CBC.ca. Google removes millions of negative TikTok reviews amid backlash in India. TechCrunch. Google Chrome has been a broken, buggy mess on several OnePlus phones since late last year. Notebookcheck.net. Star Wars Battlefront 2 leaked as second June PlayStation Plus game, glitched. Silent Hill finally gets a long-awaited revival, but it's not what you think. TechRadar India. Von Palmer, Baines spills beans on work-safe BC surplus taking huge hit due to virus. Vancouver Sun. YouTube Kids app is now available for Apple TV. TechCrunch. PS5 website gets another update, which could mean everything or nothing. Games Rate.